Hello. Hi, Tony.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. That's what I was checking.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Oh, okay. I appreciate what you're doing. Is that you playing the piano?
No, my daughter.
Your daughter? Oh, wow. Whoops. Okay. I see now. Yeah.
Wait a couple of minutes. Hopefully.
Sure. Yeah. Mhm. So when do you have to go back in the office?
I go back most of the time now.
Oh,
So like last week, I was at office 4 out of the 5 days. Not necessarily for a full day every single day.
uh-huh.
Right. But I think like technically the lab is returned to normal now, but they are working on a somewhat flexible plan on telecommuting at least part of the time. And that part is not determined strictly, not nailed down yet.
Because was it effective during the pandemic? Did they feel that everyone was working and they were productive?
Yeah, I think they found the productivity didn't get affected that much, especially for tasks that can be done at remotely.
Uh-huh.
So they're allowing it, and but much of it is in the air, like how exactly they're going to do it, not nailed down yet.
Yeah. So right now, it sounds like they're just being flexible for the time that you're in and the time that you're home.
I'll work with our supervisors and to come up with a plan.
Okay. Huh. That Joe too?
Yes.
Oh, good. Hi, Joe.
Recording in progress.
Hello, Joe. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I think it's 12:03 now, so I'm gonna get started. And today, the first series of exercise is when your partner opened and your right-hand opponent doubled, made a takeout double. And so before we get into this hand, just some very generalized question. Say your partner, you're sitting south, your partner north opened one spade,
Mhm.
and your opponent, your right-hand opponent east doubled. At this point, does it take away any bidding room for yourself, for South's perspective?
Don't you have to double? I mean, have to bid after?
Oh, yeah, so that's part of the question. So like ignoring what you're currently showing in your hand, your partner north opened one spade and east doubled. First of all, do you have to bid? Like not showing what it's, you're not holding this particular hand, it's just in general. Do you have to bid?
Yes, I think so.
What do you think, Joe? Do you have to bid?
I would
If you have-
assume that, I would
if you
assume
have
not, because your opponent wouldn't have to make you bid, but I guess,
So
Oh, but what if you like spades?
no, like that doesn't doesn't matter what your hand. You're not holding this hand. You're holding
Okay.
an arbitrary hand, and it could be as strong or as weak as you want. Do you have to bid?
No.
No, because even if you pass and West pass, North still have a chance to show his hand. So the general idea is, if your partner opens something, first of all, when East double, how many points does East have? What do you think? How many points is East showing?
Opening count?
Opening hand. So on average, North and East have very similar strength,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no guarantee which side has more points. And because even if you pass, North still have a chance to bid. At this point, South doesn't have to bid, holding a weak hand.
What if North opens with a minor?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
It
matter
doesn't
what
matter.
North open with.
Okay.
North open one diamond and East double. Like in an abstract sense, South doesn't have to bid anything. If South has a weak hand and nothing particularly important to say, North, South can definitely pass. But another point to mention is, had you want to bid anything to begin with, say your partner opened one spade, if he's passed, had you normally want to bid something, can you still do it if when he's doubled? From a purely rule perspective.
yes.
Yes, the doubling by East didn't take away any bidding room. Any bid that you normally wanted to bid can technically still be bid. The meaning might have changed, but if you want to bid one no trump, two hearts, three spades, whatever, by rule, you are still allowed to bid that. This double doesn't take away any bidding room, but it does change the course of the auction for the reason I just mentioned. Because when East double, East is showing opening strength. So this auction is no longer an uncontested auction, it's a competitive auction. And when East is showing opening strength, it's highly unlikely, well, it's much more unlikely for you, North and South combined, to have enough strength to bid again. Because if we put East having 13, even when West has 0 point, East-West combined 13, making North-South combined to be 27, which is just enough for a major game. And when West holding anything above 0, this makes North-South unlikely to bid to game, correct? You see it? In terms of, if you're just analyzing strengths.
So West does not have to bid anything either?
If South pass, West has to bid bearing some very, very, very specific circumstances.
Right,
Like,
okay,
99
that's
out of
what I-
100 times West has to bid.
I
But
knew there
this
was some
particular
rule.
sequence, South doesn't have to bid because
Right.
North will guarantee to have another chance to bid his hand.
Okay,
So what I'm trying to say is, at this point, it's a competitive auction where it is unknown which side have more strength. It's about as equal that you have as many as the opponents have in terms of high card points.
Mhm.
So, and when in a competitive auction, you don't necessarily try to aim for a game. You want to land in a safe spot where you're either can win a good par score or a small sacrifice to prevent an opponent making a good par score. Say if you go down 1 on a particular contract, you're probably not too upset in a competitive auction.
Okay.
Okay. So a key point when your partner open, your right hand opponent doubled, any new suit by the responder, by you, myself, is non-forcing at any level. So you can bid 2 club, you can bid 3 heart, you can bid 5 diamond, whatever it is, it's non-forcing. After a takeout double, a new suit by responder is non-forcing. Doesn't matter what level it is. It's a constructive, if we go by the technical, it's a constructive bid where you try to bid out your hand. It should be a fairly weak bid, but you have appropriate length for whatever you bid. Imagine you have a hand that you will normally open 3 hard as a preemptive bid, you would do it the same here. Any new suit by responder is non-forcing, and similarly, any support of the opener's bid is also non-forcing. So this 3 spade bid saying, I support you spade, I have length, but I don't have a lot of points. There are technically only 2 forcing bid by the responder when there's a takeout double. First one is 2 no trump. I'm not going to get into it. That's like a limit rate. It's beyond the scope of this course. But the only other non-forcing, the only other bid that's showing a strong hand is to redouble. Redouble at this point show more than 10 points, and in almost all cases does not support opener's bid.
Does not.
Does not support opener's bid. So this redouble is saying, partner, because you open, you have 13 or more. I have 10 or more. This contract belongs to us, and they are not allowed to play anything undoubled. This is what this redoubles mean. Because we hold the majority of the points. Either we bid to something or we doubling whatever they bid. This is what this redouble say. And almost always it denies support of the partner suit. And this is realistically the only strong bid besides 2 no trump that you can make after a takeout double. Any other bid show a weak hand.
So whatever they bid, you end up doubling? 'Cause
No,
we don't-
like
no.
say if we change the sequence a bit.
Okay,
Say they open one, your partner open 1 club.
got
And
it.
you double. Again, this redouble is telling Norse that I have 10 or more points. I probably don't really want to play club. And that's it.
That's it, okay.
That's it. It doesn't say anything about any other suit. It's just I don't like club too much. And I have more than 10 points.
Mhm.
So redouble is the only one of the two way to show strengths after a takeout double. Because remember, the takeout double East have 13 points. Okay?
Mhm.
So just to get that message across, for this hand, your partner Norse open one spade. East double. What should you bid as south? Can you bid 2 diamonds? You have pretty good diamonds.
For bidding a new suit, you need opening strength, you said?
No. So
Oh,
after this, if your partner open and your right-hand opponent doubled, at this point, any new suit by the responder sitting south showing a weak hand and a long suit, a long quality suit. Doesn't matter what level it is. So you will bid 2 diamond holding like 5 points and a good diamond suit, like an ace king or maybe like an ace queen 6 card diamonds with nothing else. You will bid 2 diamonds. But you are more stronger than that. So can you bid 2 diamond?
So you double, you do the double thing?
Which is,
Redouble,
what's the double thing?
to redouble to
You
show
have
that
to
you got
redouble because you have 10 or more
more
points.
points,
And as a bonus, you don't really like spades.
right?
So despite having a strong diamond suit, you cannot bid 2 diamonds. You have to redouble.
Okay,
And say if the bidding continues, West bid 2 club, and your partner North pass and East pass, what should you do as South?
I bid the diamonds.
Yeah, at this time, you get to bid 2 diamonds. This is telling North, I have more than 10 points, and I have a good diamond suit. And you know, you can do whatever that you think is appropriate. The only thing that you cannot do at this point is pass. You cannot pass at this point. Because remember, this redouble says either we on the offense declaring, or we double whatever they play with intent of penalty. So after 2 club, pass, South should bid 2 diamonds, or if the hands are different, you have intent to defeat 2 club, you can double here as well. The only thing you cannot do is passing.
Okay,
You see it?
yeah,
Okay. So when I make the hand a little weaker, it's again 1 spade, double. What do you think South should bid?
well, if they bid the,
First of all, let me
Yeah.
backtrack a bit. If he's passed, what should you bid?
2 diamonds?
What's the requirement for 2 diamonds? Both in terms of points and suit.
Oh, to pass, it's not a competitive now, okay. Well, I would say it was probably.
would you have? No.
Say it out. If
Would you
he's-
have to do the diamond?
What's the requirement to bid 2 diamonds, both in terms of strength and suit quality? What do you need to bid 2 diamonds in?
10 points?
10 points, and a good 4-card or more diamond suit. You have
Right.
4-card or more quality diamond, but you don't have enough points. You cannot bid 2 diamonds at this point.
You can't use the double points for the spades and the hearts?
I mean, so
Yeah,
in a way,
totally.
this is kind of a borderline case. There are people that do it, but most cases, this hand is just a tad too weak. Bid 2 diamonds
Okay,
for modern day bidding. The correct way at this point is to do 1 no trump. This one
oh,
doesn't promise no trump shape. It's just saying I have about 6 to 10 points and I don't have space support. And if you're playing 2 or 1, this is 10 to 12, 6 to 12 points, no space support. But the point is, because you only have 8 high card points, you're too weak to do 2 diamonds. Even when you kind of want to count the short suit, and you need to pay attention. One of your short suit is your partner suit. That's a reason to downgrade, not to upgrade. So this hand is definitely too weak to bid 2 diamonds.
okay.
Okay, so we said that if East passed, South should be 1 no trump. But what if East doubled?
You'd pass.
South passed?
No, I'm getting all confused.
So at this point, one thing like which side have more points?
Well, they both could have opening hand. I mean, they both have opening hand.
They both have opening hand. Let's say they both have 13. How many do you have?
7.
Yeah,
High card
okay.
points. No, 8.
You have 8 high card points.
Yeah.
Even though you don't really like your partner's spade, it's very possible that he might have a couple of diamonds to support you. And what if diamond is trump? How many points do you have for declare points?
That-
10. So if diamond is trump, you have 8 high card points plus 2 more for lane, make it 10. And
Right.
plus partner's likely 13 points. You have more points than they do, especially when diamond is trump. So this is one of those cases that even though South doesn't have to bid, the South have, not 0 points and a pretty good diamond suit. So this is the opportunity for South to bid 2 diamonds. Sorry, 2 diamonds, not 3 diamonds. 2 diamonds. It's saying I have fewer than 9 or fewer points and a good diamond suit. Because if you have 10 or more, you have to redouble first.
The 10 or more being high card points.
10 high card points, because by this sequence, we are working under the premise that you don't have support of partner's spade. So again, compare this hand with the previous hand. This hand, you have a lot more on top of your good 6 card diamond suit. So you have to redouble first because you have 11, 12 high card points.
Oh, okay.
This is too strong to bid 2 diamonds. Whereas this current deal, you only have 8 high card points, so it's 1 spade double. With only 8 high card points and nice quality diamond suit, you bid 2 diamonds. You see the difference?
So you do the redouble when you have points. You bid
Right.
your suit when you don't have as many points. You have less.
No. You redouble only if you have a lot of points. Any other bid, the consequences, any other bid show a weak hand.
Any. Boy, oh. All right, so what's the no trump then?
No trump. Okay, I can quickly construct something now. Let's say north, and let me. Give me a second. Okay, so let's say you have this hand. No,
So yeah,
no, it's not showing. Okay, you have this hand, and your partner North open one spade, and East double. You have strong hand and support a partner spade. Just about anybody modern days will bid 2 no trump. This is the qubit limit version when there's a double. So remember, if East bid come in with a 2 club, you have to bid 3 club, showing I have 10 or more points and 0 or more card space support, right? This 3 club bid says nothing about club. Whereas if East double, the equivalent bid will be 2 no trump. Saying I have 3 or more spades, 10 or more points, and doesn't say anything about stopper. This is known as Jordan 2 no trump, and it's technically not in the scope for this beginning level course, but since you asked for it, I'm going to bring it up.
yeah.
But you notice if the opening being with 1 diamond doubled, because you don't have diamond well supported, you cannot bid 2 no trump. You have to redouble. However, if the opening being was 1 heart doubled, you can bid 2 no trump because you have a strong hand and good heart support. Anyways, we're kind of went off on a tangent.
Yeah, that's good though.
Okay, so this one here.
Have to double.
Again, your partner North open 1 spade,
Yeah,
had East pass, what should you bid? If anything.
silence. Um,
2 spades.
Say it out. I can barely hear you, Joe.
2 spades. Do you
What
have
do you
enough
think?
points?
Do you agree with 2 spade? Had East passed?
You can support this.
What's the requirement to bid 2 spades, both in terms of spade length and strength? Remember, this is an uncontested auction.
I think you had have like 6.
Yeah, you need about 6 to 9 or 10 dummy points and 3 or more card spades. For this hand, you only have 4 high card points, but because you have a singleton, you can add 3 on top of it, give you 7 dummy points, which
Okay.
probably in the 6 to 9 range. And in an uncontested auction, it says 3 or more spades. When you have 4, that's fine. So by standard bidding, South will bid 2 spades had East passed. But had East double, which is South bid if anything. Can South pass?
Tell them about your spades.
So South can pass, and it's probably not the worst thing that you can do, but because you have a 4 card space support, you want to get in the auction to support partner space. And now, because we're in a competitive auction, what's the guideline in a competitive auction when you're raising partner suit?
All total tricks. If he's got 5, you got 4, that's 9. So you can bid 3 spades.
I can bid 3 spades, saying I have, not that weak. I have 4 spades, and willing to compete up to the 3 level. I probably wouldn't recommend you compete it with 0 points, but you know you have some well-placed kings and jacks. Like if this king was a 10, I might pass. But because you have a king in your trump suit and another 5-card diamond that might be useful, I'm perfectly happy competing up to 3 spades based on law of total tricks. You see, Elizabeth?
Yep.
So this is a competitive auction. You're raising opener's suit up to the trump level. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to get the message across, I'm going to load a full deal. And I'm going to put you east and west. And I'm going to bid north and south, with south being the open bidder. So we're going to play it out and talk about it afterwards. Okay.
So, okay.
Oh, sorry. Confused by word. Okay, so south bet on the heart.
So my partner is opening.
Your partner should have opening strength. And how many spades?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Because if he has 5, he'd be 1 spade, right?
Right.
So what do you think you should bid?
I like to support his spades. So do the let's see, 4, 8. But we only have 8, so I can't go to 3, can I?
It's probably not the best idea, but I've heard worse. So there's no obvious answer. So something you have to decide based on what other cards you have. As a general rule of thumb, in competition, bidding spades over opponent's card is generally a good idea. I'm not saying you should do it here one way or the other, but just generally you want to compete when you have spades over opponent's cards. But as you mentioned, you probably don't have enough if you go by law of total trick.
Yeah. But I've got that, well, it's those diamonds. I don't have anything diamonds are. Can I do no trump?
You want to play
Because-
3 no trump?
I'd rather play spades, but I'd be at a lower level. No.
23 points.
Yeah, so do what you think is best, and we'll play it out. We'll talk about it afterwards.
I think I do the spades, even though. All right, where do I click it?
In your short bridge, there should be a
I see the things here, but I'm clicking on my hand. I mean, on the thing next to my hand, 3 spades. Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it here.
Have you clicked 3 spade? I'm not showing you
Hi,
anything on my
East.
part.
Am I east?
Yeah, you're east. Yeah, there we go.
I don't think I have anything more to say.
No, I don't know.
Okay, so as a bonus point, Elizabeth, you got to play it.
Oh, great.
Woo-hoo.
So think about it. You need 9 tricks.
Yep, let me think. So 5 of those. Hmm. I'm gonna let it go.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll try this. Whoops, up there. Hmm. Oh. Oh dear.
So 3 spades down 1.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about the bidding first. First of all, I don't think 3 spades down 1 is a bad score. But let's just go start from the beginning, look at the bidding. South had a pretty easy textbook 1 heart open. South have 13 high card points and a 5 card heart. 1 heart. And North and West has a pretty easy takeout double as well, because West has 13 high card points, 4 spades, 4 diamonds, and 3 clubs.
Mhm.
At this point, so okay, let's just do it this way. 1 heart, double. What do you think North should bid, Elizabeth?
Hmm.
All total tricks, so 9 hearts, so 3 hearts.
So 3 hearts. So
Ah,
this 3 heart bid is showing a weak hand, but 4 hearts.
right.
And you were in the dilemma whether you should bid 3 spade or not. And I completely agree. It's not an easy question to answer. If you go by a lot of total trip, you don't have enough.
Right.
But in general, you like to compete spade on top of your partner's heart. So you have one thing against it, not enough trump. One thing for it, you like to compete spade over heart. And I will say you have 4 diamonds. That's another reason to go for it, because you know partner have diamond as well. So that's another plus, but you have a minus of having the jack of hearts, because it's a high card point that's likely useless.
Yeah.
Because again, South is showing hearts and opening string. So
Well,
I would
that's
say you have 2 pluses and 2 minuses for bidding the 3 spades. And it's not I won't fault you either way, bidding 3 spades or not.
And since your partner did the double, you know your shape and his shape of the suits almost match. So
Exactly.
there's not going to be much roughing going on
So
because
that's another reason to go against it.
yeah,
But so having a likely 4-4 fitted diamond is good, but matching trick is bad. But say you don't really know partners have exactly this shape. You could very well have no heart and 5 clubs, in which case it would be great, right?
Yeah.
So, but everything considered, East can make a questionable 3 spade or pass. But for the particular hand, it's been spent 3 spade. It's not wrong. It's not, it's one of those 50-50 call. And honestly, you should make it more so depend on vulnerability than anything.
So did I play it wrong? Was there anything way?
So, yeah, let's go through it.
Yeah,
Like I said, I don't think 3 spade is a bad bid. I don't think your result is a bad result either. But there are some stuff that you can try that may have things in your favor.
right.
And what do you think is a good opening lead for South?
yeah, king of diamonds.
King of diamonds. You have a nice sequence of honors.
Yeah,
The king. And at this point, you should see north, east, west. So let's do your declarer's plan. You need 9 tricks. How many short tricks do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
More than that.
I would have,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then spades length.
So you have ace, king of spades, ace, king, top honors in club, and the
Yeah.
ace of diamonds. So you have 6 short tricks for sure. So now you look for places to generate extra trick. What's the likelihood of getting extra trick in spades?
We're gonna probably get something because they're gonna be 3-2.
It's 3-2 being the most likely. If
Yeah.
there are 3-2, how many extra spade trick are you gonna get?
1.
1. You're gonna get 1 because you have the fourth one.
mm,
Can you get anything in hearts?
No.
There are 2 small ones on either side. Can you get anything in clubs? Any besides your top 3 tricks?
You already got 3, and that's all you got. So yeah,
That's all you
no.
got. So no source of extra trick in club. How about any extra trick in diamonds?
King, queen, jack.
Well, you don't know they have the king, queen, jack. You probably have the king and the queen by leading the king, and you holding the ace. You don't know where the jack is.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's 3 missing in there. So
yeah,
you take one. I guess if you take one of those with the ace, then I guess maybe that 10 could be good. Because
So
there's
really,
only
it's the same
more.
situation as your spade.
yeah,
So even though they might
That's
win
true.
the 2 of the next honors, just by sheer length, you have 4-4, and if they split 3-2, you can get an extra winner by developing your 4th diamond, right?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, once you get rid of all their spades.
Right. So you have 1 extra trick in spades, potentially 1 extra trick in diamond. But is that enough?
No, that's only 8.
That's only 8. And
Only
effectively, that's what you have done. So
mm,
seeing this is the plan, with the king being led, do you remember what you played?
I played low.
You played low, but my recommendation is there's no reason to play low,
Okay,
because you see 8 tricks, they are fairly secured in a way, because if the card layout, if both spades and diamonds are 3-2, you're guaranteed to get them. If there's 4-1, there's not a whole lot you can do about it,
right,
or worse, if they're 5-0. But at this point, what you should do is to, knowing this is your plan, get in control the first time you can and start drawing trump, because you don't want weird thing happen in the other suit where they get a trump trick that they otherwise don't deserve.
mhm,
So when the first round, the first opportunity, start drawing trump. The order doesn't really matter. You have 4-4 and with ace of king on either side.
4,
But at this point, eventually you played another round of trump.
ah,
This is something you should not do, because when there's only the master trump left, don't play trump yourself. Let them win the queen whenever you feel like it. you don't have to waste 2 trumps to get his 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So at this point, you should be, you can play your club in any order you want because there's 3-3 with 2 honors on either side. Doesn't really matter. But at this point now, our plan is to eventually develop your force diamond, right? In
Right.
fact, I should take it back. You should start playing diamond before touching clubs. Because by playing your clubs first, North technically have the highest club, which is not entitled to before you play. So what you should have done is draw 2 round of trump and start winning diamonds, start playing diamonds. They can win it. And if I were South, I would draw another round trump anyways. And they can win their hearts for all you care. They're entitled to win them to begin with. But the next time you get in control, say you ruff this club,
yeah,
you play another round of diamond, and your final card is good. In this case, you have a trump anyway, but still, you get your 8 trick, and that's a rather standard result, going down 1 in a competitive auction. And the reason I say it's not necessarily a bad score, because if we look at North-South, what's going to happen if you let them to play 3 hard? How many tricks do you think they're going to win?
oh, they'll get, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe it's easier to look how many tricks they're going to lose.
They're not gonna lose any hearts.
They're not losing any hearts. How many spades they're going to lose?
2.
2. How many clubs they're going to lose?
2.
2. How many diamonds?
2.
No. You have
Only 1.
Yeah,
Only 1.
only 1. So if you allow North-South to play 3 hard, they will lose 5 tricks going down 1. So I take it back. 3 spades going down 1 is a bad score. Because if you let them play 3 hard, they're going to go down 1. You're going to win 50. But because by bidding that questionable 3 spade, you
Yeah,
ended up down 1. They winning 50.
right.
So this is another. I guess this is an illustration where the law of total trick is a good law. You shouldn't really deviate from it unless you have very good reason. And this is a hand that even you might have something to want you to steer you from it, but it's not very strong reason. You should just stick with passing the 3 hard bid, defending the 3 hard, and defeating it by 1 trick, as opposed to be 3 spades yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking that we had more points than them, but we didn't really.
Well, your partner has 13. How many do you have?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9. But the jack of hearts is likely not worth anything.
Right.
So
True.
let's say you have 8,
Yeah.
and you add a point for a double, then you're back to 9. 9 plus your partner sitting is 22. So sure, you have more points than they do, but 22 is on average not enough to make a 3-level contract, right? So you're better off defeating their 3 hard than you try to make 3 spades. Yes, you have more points than they do, but not by a whole lot.
Right.
And, not enough reason to make the 3 spades. But I would say it's definitely close.
Yeah, but not enough. So it's better to have them lose by 1 than us by 1.
Right. Because them losing by 1, you get 50 points. You losing by 1, they get 50 points. That's 100.
Yeah.
100 is enough to make a difference of top versus bottom board.
True. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I want to say one more thing. If the sequence were something like this, and it's passed around, we talked about it. Do east west make two spades?
Yeah,
Because we talked about, we worked it out many times. East west can win 8 tricks in spades, not 9. And east west making 2 spades is 110 points for east west. It's a good score.
Hmm.
But because North made the correct bid of 3 heart instead of 2 heart, so this 3 heart is a very important bid. By following law of total tricks, this guarantee a good score for North South. Because North South can either declaring 3 heart, going down 1, not losing much, or if East West come in with a 3 spade, you can defeat the 3 spade, making a good score. Whereas if North only bid 2 heart, and East West is allowed to play 2 spades, East West going to come out a lot better.
Hmm.
So that's another illustration that the law of total trick really works. You should be actively compete up to the level of total trumps.
And when you use the law of total tricks, that's all the time? It's not just when it's doubled?
It should be any competitive option.
A competitive offer, okay.
Because this take out double by West, showing West have opening strings, and this become a competitive option. Where neither side is obviously stronger than the other one. You are competing based on your trump bid, basically.
Ah, now I get it.
Okay,
Yep,
so
looks good.
gonna advance to the next sort of exercise. So in this time, you're sitting south. So West is the opener. North is your partner. North is the overcaller. I'm gonna put you all on West. Sorry, you're sitting south, and West is the opener. West open 1 heart, and your partner North open. West open 1 heart. Your partner North, the overcaller, overcalled 1 spade. East pass, and now you're in the advancer seat. So we're going over a few hands where what should the advancer do? So what do you think South should bid as the advancer? So before you answer the question, answer the first question. How many spades does North have?
5.
5.
Well, okay.
Does,
5. How many points?
has 5? He has to have 5?
You can have 6.
Okay, but at least 5.
At least 5. And what's his point range? North.
Could be-
Opening?
You don't have to have opening points to overcall 1 level.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
8 to how many?
It 15.
More than that.
5 trumps.
8 to 17.
8 to about 18 points.
Okay.
So North have 5 or more spades, but a very wide range in terms of points. So
Mhm.
keep that in mind when you try to make a bid as the advancer. What do you think you should bid, if anything?
Well, so I'd support his spades,
At what level?
2.
2.
2 is correct.
Oh, good.
This is almost the same as a 1 spade open and it is passed to you. When you have 3 or more hearts and about 6 to 9 points, you're supporting it by then adding the extra level.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, North have a very wide range, 8 to 18, and there's no real way for you to know what it is. But even by the principle of law of total trump, your 2 spade is not an overbid, right? At this point, if North have a strong hand, North can choose to continue. But if North have it on the weak side of 8 to 18, North will happily pass. You might have fewer points than East West, but this will be a good competitive bid. So as advancer, when you have a 3-card support of the overcaller's major, and 6 to about 10 points, you just support it by bidding it again at the 2 level.
Okay,
Okay,
yep.
but what if before it's your turn, East come in with a 2 heart? What do you think? Does anything change? Does it change anything?
Um,
I would still support him with the
Same
jump.
bid.
No,
East could-
East is just showing East have 3 hearts. I'm
Right.
probably a weak hand. So in terms of how you assess the situation, nothing has changed. Partner can still have a fairly wide range, and you still have your 8 card guaranteed spade bid, and you want to compete speed over their hearts, and you still bid 2 spades. So this part hasn't changed, right?
Right,
Let's say if East double. First of all, what does this double mean?
Um,
It had a dedicated name, something
He's
something
got-
double.
the points.
but he doesn't have spades or many spades or hearts.
And what's the name of this bid?
It is a
Takeout double?
no, a
double
double. What?
It's a negative double.
Negative double.
The
that's right.
negative double is by responder. When opener bids something, overcaller bids something, the responder double saying at the 1 level saying I have 8 or more points, support of both of the unbid suit. So this case probably 4-4 or better in the minus. So this is a
Okay.
negative double showing clubs and diamonds. What should South bid if anything?
Huh,
So, still the 2 spades.
You still bid 2 spades.
yeah,
So first of all, you are allowed to pass because North have a chance to bid again. And in terms of overall strength and assessment of situation doesn't change. You still have possibly more points than they do, possibly fewer, and you still have your 8 card spade bid. So you still come in with the 2 spades, saying 6 to about 10 points, 0 more spades. So as a reminder, if you have a very weak hand, like 0 points for 3 spades, you might want to pass. Because unlike an opening 1 spade bid, the overcall 1 spade bid can be as few as 8 points. And if he only has 8 and you have 0, that's not a good situation to play 2 spades,
yeah.
right? Okay. So what if East bids 3 hearts? So before answering, think of the question, how many hearts does East have and how many points does East have?
I guess he should have 4 hearts. What? 5.
East should have 4 hearts. And how many points?
Um, 8 or more.
Sorry?
Well, I was saying 8, but I don't know.
So if East bid 4 hearts, how many points does you have?
That's 13, 25. Probably you would have to have 12 to be game
No.
to get to 25. 25.
Any of the 2 heart, 3 heart,
Those are
4
weak
heart
bids.
bid are all weak. The only
Oh.
difference is trump length, because from East-West perspective, they're also in the competitive option. They're bidding it up based on law of total trick. And the only strong bid East can make is to Q bid your spade. The fact that East bids 3 hearts, it's saying East should be exactly 4 hearts and fewer than 9 dummy points. So this 3 heart bid by East is showing a weak hand, but longer heart support. So what should South bid if anything?
South. I guess pass because you can't go.
Yeah, I would
3
pass
spades.
because North is only promising 5. And that's only combined 8 of them. North might have more, but there's no real way for you to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And because North have a very wide range, there is a chance that North have a weak hand when West holding a lot, right? Because West one heart could have as many as 21 points. In which case, even when East only have a few, that's way more points than you have combined. So I will probably pass as South because your hand is not that great. It's you have 2 small hearts which are worthless, which are losers, and you don't really want to bid 3 spades because that goes against the law of total trick. So I would say you want to think about 3 spades, but after thinking of it, come with the conclusion that it's better to pass.
Right.
Okay. So next example, we have a couple more. Is this the right one? No, this is the wrong one. This one. So again, West open 1 heart. North bid 1 spade, and East bid 2 hearts. What do you think you should do?
Well, I got 4, 4, 8. Well, I figure if he's got, well.
Three spades.
I'm hearing 3 spades. Anything else? Well, in the interest of time, I would say I think 3 spades is the correct bid. Again, you're going by the law of total trick.
Mm-hmm.
North has 5 or more, and to show that you have 4 or more of spade support, you bid 3 spades. Also, notably, this is showing you have a weekend, but you have a short suit in their suit, which is a bonus, more incentive for you to compete. So 3 spades showing a weekend and good spade support. And it's not, completely broken. It's not a 0-point hand. Again, because if a 0-point hand, you probably don't want to bid, knowing North can have a very wide range. So I think 3 spades is the correct bid. Law of total trick, acceptable amount of strength. Definitely not more than 10 and not 0. Okay. So this hand, 1 heart followed by double by North, which is South bid. Can South pass? That's the first question.
Could they pass?
It's only one.
Can South pass?
He said his partner still has the ability to bid, so he could pass.
What if you pass and West pass? Can North have another bid?
Oh no, there's a pass there. Okay, so you have to bid.
You have to bid, and what will be the bid?
Well, he's got spades and you got spades, so. But you only got 1 point.
And you make the bid even with 0 points.
Supposedly,
If I change that jack to a 2 of spade, you still bid 1 spade.
Okay.
So this is a hand where partner make a takeout double. You have a weak hand, so you bid your 4 cards through at the lowest possible level, ideally a major, in which case it is a spade.
So you're not doing.
No, you have no more than about 8 points. It should be a 0 to good 7, bad 8 situation. And he shouldn't be surprised when you're holding this hand or even 0 points. Because you are forced to bid, and you bid it at the lowest possible level. right? But what if East bid 2 hearts? Should you bid?
Hearts, 2 spades. Well, total tricks, you should have enough. Not many points though. So you could. In this.
I think I-
So, personally, I would probably pass, but it's worth thinking about bidding 2 spades. Based on,
You're
again,
not gonna-
all total trick.
Not gonna be able
However,
to-
you know, 1 point, and because partner had the chance to bid again, these are 2 reasons where pass is better. Because if North actually have a very strong hand, he will come up with another bid.
Okay,
But if North only have average strength, like 13 to 15 points, then it's not worth it playing 2 spades when you have 16 points between the 2 of you.
mhm.
All right. I have a meeting I have to get to, so
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up. It's a little past 1 as well. Right, I don't think I can play. I'll teach next week because various reasons, but we'll see go forward.
Okey doke.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
okay, I'll do that. Oh, well, not today. I had bridge class. I went a little long. Bridge.